What do you think of this? The person that enjoys the journey will go further than the person that enjoys the destination. I think that's mind-blowing. And to relate that into property, I'm thinking that the person that loves the buzz of going around viewing properties, working out the investments, seeing the investments come to life, seeing your refurbishments come to life, going through that process of buying properties, making more profit, buying more properties, making even more profit, buying even more properties and making even more profit, and continuing that part of the journey, rather than just focusing everything on, I want to be rich, I want to be financially free. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. And I totally agree with the quote at the beginning, the person that enjoys the journey will go further than the person that enjoys the destination. Because the person that enjoys the journey of investing in property and buying the next property and looking for the next property, that person will continue the journey because it's the journey that they enjoy. So if you enjoy the journey, you will continue on that journey. If you're always looking for that end point, that's where you'll stop. If you're always looking for the destination, this figure of financially free, which I don't agree with, as you know, I don't agree with financially free, but that's another episode. If you're the person who just loves the thrill of investing your money in property and exploring new ways to invest money in property, leveraging as much capital and mortgages and bridging finance as you can so that you can buy more and more and make more and more profit. That's exciting. That's what I love. It's my favorite part of the whole business. I'm not bothered. Look, I enjoy the profit. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the profit. The profit is wonderful because it opens doors and gives you opportunities to things that you might not have had if you weren't making that profit. But I would say that you don't have to stop. You never have to stop. And if you set it up so that you are an anonymous landlord, an anonymous investor, you can invest remotely, you can build your investment team around you where people are doing everything they need to do to grow your portfolio. That's an anonymous landlord. That's the ultimate way to do it. And that will enable you to enjoy your journey. Imagine how awesome it would be if your role in life right now was to find new property investment deals for yourself and to set up people around you that are able to bring you those property investments. And then when one of those property investments is brought to you, to have the team in place for you to just flick a switch and they all start working for you to bring you that profit from that property investment deal. For me, that's the buzz. And I'm not really money motivated as such. I love the money, don't get me wrong. And my motivations are different to other people's, perhaps, I don't know. But my motivations drive me in other ways, and those ways bring me the profit. I'm not motivated by the money itself. I'm motivated by the reward within myself that brings me money. And so that person that loves that journey, how much fun. And by the way, if you're a property investor who you started out 10 years ago, let's say, if you're that person, maybe you started off, you went on a training course, you came out of that training course buzzing, thinking, I'm going to do this. And then for that period of time, you were making the most of every single pound and every single penny you could possibly make some money from in property. And you were going around viewing property investment opportunities, doing all your calculations, doing all your research, taking builders around to properties to work out refurbishment costs, talking to mortgage advisors to work out what sort of financing options you could have on this property, and then seeing it in your own imagination of what you're creating with this one property investment deal. You're creating a home, you're going to move a tenant into that home, they're going to pay you rent for the next 20 years. That's what you envision in your imagination. That's the fun bit. Because I don't think you'd enjoy that when you stop. Everyone thinks that they would like to just stop working and do nothing for the rest of their lives. But let me ask you this. If you had nothing to do, what would you do? I think people get bored if they stop. Once you reach that destination, I think people don't really want to stop. Actually, what you probably really want is to not have the stress of being forced to work. That's what people want, I think. I think people are born to work. I think we love working, but what we want to do is work in what we love. And if you're working right now and your goal is to not be forced to work in order to provide for your families and give you and your families a comfortable life, if that's your goal, then once you don't have to work, I don't think you'll stop. I don't mean stop working where you are. I don't think that's what people want to do. I don't think if you're working a 9 to 5 job and you want to get out of that job and you see property investing as the way to achieve that, once you do get to that position where you have income coming in, well, I don't think you'll just stop life. I don't think you'll just stop working. You might go on holiday, you might do a bit of traveling, you might play a lot of golf, whatever, but I don't think you would stop. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you believe that when you have £100,000 a year coming in automatically, or £60,000 a year coming in from your property investing, would you stop? Would you just sit still? Would you just watch TV all day? Would you play video games? Would you play golf all day, every day? I mean, at first, that thought of being able to just play golf every day sounds amazing, but really? I think you'd get bored. I think after a while, you wouldn't really want to play golf every day, or you would play golf every day and all other times you would want something else to do. And that's why I really loved that quote of, the person that enjoys the journey will go further than the person that enjoys the destination. I don't think we really want to stop. Actually, what I think is we love the buzz of the journey. We love the buzz of watching our investments grow, moving on to the next one, finding a better one. Now we've got a lot of profit coming in. There's less pressure, which means you might be able to go for the more adventurous investments. You might be able to go for the riskier stuff, which is going to produce a reward, and you're not so scared of it because you've already got a good base of property investments. You've got a number of properties that are profitable, reliable, easy, simple, safe. You've heard me say that before. You've got that as a base. So if you do fail on a property, a more adventurous property investment deal, then you know that that's not so bad because you still have your press portfolio, profitable, reliable, easy, simple, safe. You've still got that portfolio there behind you, backing you up, supporting you. So I'd be really interested to find out what other people think of this. Do you think, look, everybody's got a goal, everybody's got a target. We all want to get somewhere, but when we get there, what do we do? I guess that's what I was trying to get across here today. Well, I heard that quote and I thought I've got to jump on that. I've got to share that with people because for me, that was quite interesting because we spend most of our lives, certainly when you're trying to achieve something, we spend most of our lives focusing on, I've got to make £100,000 a year from property. I've got to make £50,000 a year from property. I've got to make £1 million from property. We spend our minds and our efforts and our time and all of our energy focusing on that, which isn't a bad thing, by the way, but wouldn't it be better spent focusing on the journey and seeing where it takes you? That property investment journey. Put everything into that. Put every single ounce of energy you've got into your property investment journey and see where it takes you. Remember the rules. Got to be profitable, reliable, easy, simple, safe. That goes without doubt. So if you can put all of your effort into the journey of property investing, following the press rule, see where it takes you. And I'd love to know what you think of that. I'd love to know whether you think that you're 100% focused on the goal, 100%. Don't enjoy the journey at all because I want to enjoy the journey, want to enjoy the goal. But then when you get to that goal, whatever that goal is, if it's an amount of money, a number of properties, a net worth, whatever it is, once you've achieved that goal, what will you do? Sit back, stop. That's where I find it difficult to understand if there are people. I don't think there are. I don't think there are people in the world that are able to do that. to just stop completely. Look, it's different if, I don't know, you've got some sort of condition which doesn't let you do anything, but even then I still think that people are go-getters. People want to move to the next thing and they want to see what's next, and I think naturally and instinctively people do enjoy the journey if you want to. My nan always used to teach me and my brothers and sisters, my mum and dad, all of us used to have that drilled into us that you've got to make the most of it, no matter what it is. No matter what you do, where you do it, how you do it, you've got to make the most of it. She drilled that into us. And I totally agree. We're living here anyway. We're all just trying to take a piece of the pie. We're all just trying to make our own lives work and make our families' lives work. We're all doing this. So we might as well make the most of it. Because when you get to that destination, whatever that destination may be, is that the end for you? Good question.